Hello students. In the earlier lecture on the endocrine system, we discussed what are the differences between endocrine exocrine gland, what does a endocrine gland do, what are hormones, and what are the various aspects of the endocrine system. In today's lecture, we'll be covering on specifically the endocrine system in humans. What are the important endocrine glands in the human body? What is the location of these endocrine glands in the body? What hormones do these endocrine glands secrete? And what are the functions of these endocrine glands? We will be covering these aspects in the present lecture. So, first let us list out what are the endocrine glands in the human beings. One, the most important is the pituitary gland. Pituitary gland. Where is it located? It's located in the brain. Okay, you can see here this is the pituitary gland and it is located in the brain and it is of the size of a pea. Okay, thyroid gland. This is the thyroid gland. Okay, thyroid gland. These days we come across lot of issues, lot of people suffering with thyroid problem, high thyroid. So it's very interesting. We will look into what is the thyroid gland. Next, pancreas. Where is the pancreas? Here. Okay, pancreas. Pancreas is just behind the stomach. Okay, it also has a very important role, particularly in managing the diabetes. Okay, next, adrenal glands. Where is the adrenal glands? It is just above the kidney. Okay, adrenal glands. Okay, testis is present in males. It is below the abdomen. Ovaries is present in females. It is also present below the abdomen. So we will look specifically on these 6 endocrine glands in the human beings. Let us see one by one. Starting with the pituitary gland. Okay, pituitary gland. As you can see here in the three-dimensional image, somewhere along the midbrain region, okay, these are all the nerves what are hanging out. These are nerves that are olfactory nerves. They are coming to the nose. So here the axis just behind that, down here you can see highlighted in yellow, P shape, very small, okay, in the shape of a P. These are the pituitary glands. Okay, they are small oval glands at the base of the brain and roughly in the size of a pea. It is also known as the hypophysis. Okay, earlier days, these days it is a less common term. These days we call it as pituitary. Earlier it was called as hypophysis, and it is also known as the master endocrine gland. Okay, though it is so small, we call it as the master endocrine gland. It controls the many other endocrine glands of the body. It secretes many hormones. Among them, one of the important hormone is the growth hormone. Okay, so if the pituitary gland is not able to secrete sufficient amount of growth hormone, then it results in a disease called dwarfism. Okay, dwarf means short, and the person who is experiencing this under secretion of the growth hormone, generally the height will be less than 4 feet. Okay, 4 feet 10 inches. They are very short. But if there is an excess over secretion of the growth hormone, then the person will experience massive increase in the growth and height. Okay, so overall the body mass increases a lot and the height also increases a lot. So then it results in the condition known as gigantism. Okay, gigantism. Okay, so these are two disorders, okay, which results from the under secretion or over secretion of the growth hormone by the pituitary gland. Moving on to the next important gland, that is the thyroid gland. As we have seen earlier, thyroid gland is located in the neck region near the throat, okay, near the throat. And what we are seeing here, this is the thyroid, okay, the structure. It's like two lobes, okay, there are lobe 1 and lobe 2, there are two lobes. Okay, this is from the neck side, this view is from the neck side, from the behind. Okay, the reason we have chosen this one is, you can observe here that there are small lumps, okay, small gland like structures. Okay, these glands which are on the thyroid gland, these are known as, okay, parathyroid glands. Parathyroid glands. Okay, we'll see more about them. So this is where it is located. It is located on the towards the neck backside region of the thyroid gland. So front facing is on the other side. Okay, now thyroid gland is one of the largest endocrine glands in the body. It is located below the larynx. Okay, larynx is the windpipe, okay, or what you say, the voice box. Okay, in front of the trachea. Okay, trachea is through which we the windpipe. It secretes hormones thyroxine, which speeds up cellular metabolism. Okay, so thyroxine is the hormone that is secreted by the thyroid gland. This is very important. Thyroxine hormone is secreted by the thyroid gland. It is a iodine dependent function. Okay, iodine. So many times you also see that in some advertisements that you should always take iodized salt. Okay, the salt that most of us consume at our home are packaged salt, they are iodized, iodine is added. Why is iodine added? Because a deficiency of iodine, okay, low iodine can result in low thyroxine production. Okay, low thyroxine hormone production. As a result, what is going to happen, it is going to cause an enlarged thyroid gland. So what happens is, the person who is with this particular disease, which is called goiter, okay, the disease called goiter, they have enlarged thyroid gland. So you have something, that is hanging out from the throat. Okay, so this is a disease of the thyroid gland due to low iodine in the diet. Okay, as we have discussed earlier, the parathyroid glands are located on the rear side of the thyroid gland. They are four kidney shaped glands located on the back of the thyroid gland. And what is their function? They regulate the calcium metabolism. They regulate the calcium metabolism. Calcium, you know, is very important for bone formation and many other important metabolic activities. So iodine is required for good cellular metabolism because it produces the hormone thyroxine. Okay, parathyroid is for calcium metabolism. Okay, moving on to the next very important endocrine gland, that is the pancreatic gland. Pancreas is located behind the stomach. Okay, it is a irregular shape. Okay, it looks like, you know, fat kind of tissue, and it is about 15 centimeters in length. The interesting part is it is both endocrine and exocrine function. You may recollect from the previous lecture that exocrine means the secretion is coming out through the duct or pipe, just like the salivary glands. It is coming out, the saliva is coming out through the opening, tears, the eyes, the tears is coming out through the small opening at this end. Okay, so pancreas also function as exocrine gland because they secrete the enzymes through a duct. Where is the duct? In this image you can see this kind of pipe system. Okay, all this pipe system. So whatever the enzymes are produced in the pancreas, they produce what we say the pancreatic juice. Okay, it is nothing but the digestive enzymes are there in the pancreatic juice that get secreted into the, what we are seeing, this is the duodenum. Okay, duodenum. Okay, duodenum is nothing but the continuation of the stomach. So here stomach is there on the top. Okay, upper stomach hai, and here there is a small region which is, you know, this curved region. Okay, here only what happens, there is the liver, and from the liver the bile, okay, bile salts, they also enter into this through here, opening is at the duodenum region. So the pancreas have an exocrine function. They are secreting the enzymes directly through the pipes or ducts. Okay, therefore exocrine. It is also endocrine. Why it is endocrine? Because it secretes hormones. What hormones? Insulin. Yes, that is very important. Okay, pancreas secrete the hormone insulin and glucagon. Okay, both these hormones are secreted into the bloodstream for the control of the blood sugar levels. Okay, therefore what happens in diabetes, okay, in patients suffering with diabetes, they have some issues with the secretion of insulin by the pancreatic cells. Okay, insulin secretion is affected, it is somehow, it is getting affected, insulin secretion. Okay, so pancreas are unique. Okay, that they are having both endocrine and exocrine functions. Moving on to the next important endocrine gland, that is the adrenal gland. Okay, adrenal gland. So where is it located? It is located like a cap on top of the kidneys. So it just looks like a cap, isn't it? On the kidney it is sitting like a cap. So it is located superior on each kidney. You know that we have a pair of kidneys, okay, left and right kidney, and on the top of both the kidneys we have an adrenal gland. So when we take a cross section, okay, if you take a cross section of this adrenal gland, what we find that in fact there are the two layers. The outer layer is known as the adrenal cortex. Okay, cortex outer layer. It secretes many hormones involved in the metabolism of carbohydrates, proteins and fats. Okay, so this outermost visible part is known as the cortex. Okay, adrenal cortex. And what does it do? It secretes the hormones that are important for the metabolism of carbohydrates, proteins and fats. Okay, the another part of the adrenal gland is the adrenal medulla. Okay, that means inside this section, if you remove the top layer, what you get is the medulla. Okay, so the medulla is the inner core. It secretes two main hormones. What are they? Adrenaline and noradrenaline. Okay, very important. What is the function of adrenaline? Adrenaline is a hormone that prepares the body for flight, fight or flight situations. That is, when we are faced with certain dangerous situations, okay, then immediately the body becomes alert and you are able to run very fast, you are able to perform certain actions very quickly. Okay, so adrenaline is a hormone which is known as fight or flight hormone, because under such situations it is secreted, its concentration increases in the blood vessel, it results in the dilation of the pupils. Pupils are nothing but, in the eye we have that round structure, it dilates iris. Okay, dilation of the pupils, increase in breathing rate. Okay, because you hyperventilate, you breathe and then you get ready. Okay, I'm going for a fight or something like that. You can see these kind of changes that are generally occurring just before a fight or one person want to run. Okay, and there is an increase in the metabolic rate. So that is the function of the adrenaline hormone. Next we move on to the testes and ovaries. Okay, both of these are important endocrine glands. Okay, they produce hormones which define the maleness or femaleness of an individual. Okay, both of them secrete hormones, they are endocrine glands. So both of them are located below the abdomen. Testis secretes testosterone. Okay, testosterone, as the name suggests, sterone, it is a steroid hormone. Okay, testosterone is the primary male sex hormone. Okay, what does it mean? Primary male sex hormone means it is going to define that the person is going to mature into a male. Okay, it promotes secondary sexual characters in males. Okay, secondary sexual characters is similar to growth of the beards and so on. Okay, so testosterone is the important hormone that is secreted by the testis in males. Ovaries secrete female sex hormones. Okay, that means it defines the female differentiation of the person. What hormones are the female sex hormones? Estrogen. Okay, how is it spelled? Oestrogen. Okay, it is pronounced as estrogen, but we start it with O. Okay, estrogen. It controls the development and regulation of the female reproductive system. Okay, development and regulation of the female reproductive system, and also it is responsible for the secondary sexual characteristics. Okay, secondary sexual characters in females is like the development of the breast. Okay, that is the very important function of the estrogen. The second important hormone, the female sex hormone that is produced by the ovaries is progesterone. What is it? Progesterone. Okay, if you break it down, it comes as progest. Gest means gestation. Gestation is nothing but during pregnancy we call it as a gestation period. Okay, at that time the embryo is developing, that is a gestation period. Progesterone, it maintains pregnancy. Okay, so this hormone is important to maintain the pregnancy in the females. Okay, so these two hormones are very important that are secreted by ovaries, estrogen and progesterone. So we have covered the different endocrine glands in the human body, what are the hormones they produce and what are their functions. Moving on to the next important part of the chapter, that is adolescence. What is adolescence? Adolescence is the phase between 10 and 19 years of age that involves the physical and emotional changes in the body. Okay, so there are the different stages of life. In that, adolescence is one stage of life we mention. Generally it is considered between 10 to 19 years of age. So during this there is the onset of puberty. What is puberty? It is the stage when the body becomes capable of reproduction. Okay, puberty means it is the stage when the body becomes capable of reproduction. Generally this occurs earlier in females. Okay, so what are the primary sexual characters that are developed in females? There is the onset of what we say ovulation. Ovulation means the release of mature egg. This happens once in 28 to 30 days. The menstrual cycle is the cycle for the production and release of a mature egg. So it is a monthly process. So in females, what is the primary sexual character that is developed? That is ovulation. Okay, in males it is the testis starts producing the sperms. Okay, that is the primary sexual character. What are the secondary sexual character? In males there is the development of the facial hair and deepening of the voice, etc. Okay, but in females there is the development of the breast, increase in the height, high pitch, etc. So these are all what we say secondary sexual characters. Okay, during adolescence often the individual experiences the emotional changes as well, and therefore it is advisable that they should consult their parents and the elder mentors during these years. There is the importance of personal hygiene. Okay, one should maintain a good personal hygiene, taking a regular bath, cleaning up regularly. The problem of acnes and pimples is also very common during this time. Stress management, because it is the stage when lot of hard work also needs to be put into their studies for their future, and at the same time they have to cope up with their physical development. Therefore it is important to have a stress management routine, doing yoga, practicing time management techniques, having healthy sport habits, hobbies, and developing a rational thinking. All of these help in the stress management, and the person can move through the adolescence into a very well educated and strong adult human being.